The door that is opened for me that is a big symbol in my time at Tisch is like the entrance to the Tisch lobby. Because for me, like whatever happens outside of in New York or in Weinstein or in Washington Square Park, anything that goes on like is kind of irrelevant because when you walk in, it's just like a different environment.
Well, in 8th grade, in the middle of the year, I moved school, so I didn't have any friends, and I was having a really hard time, so I kind of just receded into myself.
I am in the experimental theater wing here at NYU, and when I got here, I wasn't really sure what to expect from it.
When I was in 6th grade, I went to public school for the first time, and I got bullied a lot, and it continued throughout all of middle school.
So when I got there, the first day, we were literally just doing weird stuff with our voices, like we were going, and I was just, during that whole hour and 15 minutes of that class, I was thinking, what does this have to do with theater? Like, why am I doing this?
But my district has magnet schools, and one of them is the High School for Performing and Visual Arts. And so I auditioned for theater and creative writing because my parents are in theater, and I mean, ever since I could read, I wanted to write. And
so the door of kind of being bullied, but also like the door closing to having friends for those 3 years was really difficult for me, especially because it was hard to see past it and figure out what was on the other side of it, because I felt like I was just trapped in this room.
So once I was in the Tisch program, the NSB program, we had some guest lecturers and time in studio where we had conversations about the artistic process, like the creative process, like the review of that. Some things that were said really struck me.
And so then I got accepted, which was amazing. I mean, there's 10 people auditioning for one spot.
And once I got to the other side of it and I started to look at life a little differently, and I realized that it wasn't necessarily anything I was doing, it was just the bullies that weren't having the greatest time, so they were taking it all on me. Once I got to understand all of that, I started to look at life completely differently, and I realized how important it is to just throw love around like it's literally nothing. Just throw it at everyone you see.
The thing I took the most out of those guest lecturers was I didn't realize how significant of a role an actor had in the creative process.
I went to the experimental theater wing thinking that this is just going to be like another just like a typical acting training thing, and that it would be, you know, a lot of like method acting, lots of scripts, lots of memorization.
So I started writing these words "love well" on my arm every day, just so I could wake up and I would see it and I'd be like, you know what, it's easier to love, so why not just do it?
Through this program, I've been able to experience with types of writing. I figured out that I love playwriting. That playwriting is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Experimental theater is kind of the opposite.
So I would wake up and I would read the words "love well" every day for 2 years. And it kind of just became my anthem, is to just go out and love well, because you never know what people are going through, and it's so much easier to love than to throw out hate.
I had thought it was just the director mandated everything, like you're gonna act this way, you're gonna be here, you're gonna cross here, you're gonna put your arm up this way.
I had friends who were also interested in playwriting and screenwriting, who ended up coming to the Tisch Summer High School for dramatic writing, and that's such a niche program because you'll see creative writing places, but it's very rare to see dramatic writing.
So through that, I got all of these doors that started to open for me.
I have been in certain productions where, as an actor, you just listen to the director, listen to everything they do, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't think this should be this way, but I'm just gonna do it because I don't want to create a problem with the director.
It's not focused on the external parts of acting, it's focused on internal.
One of them was I got to go on a mission trip to the Philippines, and I needed to raise money. It was $3,000 to go and build a school in the Philippines.
And so I applied the last year and got waitlisted, and then I applied again this year and I got in, which was, I mean, I think I started crying.
So I would say the creative process is really actor friendly. I thought it was just a child listening to an adult kind of.
Through me needing to raise all of this money, I had to come up with different ways to do it, And I was like, you know what if I just took my handwriting that I write love well on my arm and I threw it on a t-shirt and I just sold it and all of the profit would go to this mission trip.
It really opened the door to like figuring out who I am as an actor, as an artist, as a human being in general. It's been incredible.
So I started to do that. And this huge door opened and all these people wanted to buy them. And it was amazing, but also scary and crazy and totally something I didn't expect. And so after I got the money for the mission trip, I started making these shirts and I was selling them. I started selling them in stores and they just say the simple words, love well.
How I can be myself on stage while also being another character, even with like random stuff like Pokemon Promise.
You being able to talk to people who are interested in the same things you are, to the extent that you are, like people who want to go into the same fields, and just being able to talk about that, about what that means to you, and it feels valid, and you feel valid. It's just very overwhelming to be in a place like that.
And it's really crazy to see all these doors open, to being able to have these conversations about love and how important it is to love everyone and to love them well. And it all opened because these doors were closing for me in 6th and 7th grade.
Like everyone giving their input just makes it for a better learning environment or creative process and show.
That's how it's opened the door for me as to who I am.
And you're able to be yourself or whoever you want to be, and it's great.
And it's crazy to look back and see that the closed doors have led to something so much greater with all of these new open doors.